Remember in the first episode when I told you guys, if I come on here with my bed plaits or my prison braids, I'm gonna need everybody to stay in order. Okay, because today's the day. Today is the day I'm here with the bed plaits because my edges are thinning out and I don't understand why because I've not been doing my hair, so I've not even been putting no stress or tension on them, but they're just getting thin and I don't know what to do about it. So I am giving my hair a break. Okay. I'm giving my hair a break. So I love this for me. If anybody's got any tips or tricks on how to bring the edges back and make them strong, let me know. Comment below. But until then, like I said, when I got the bed plats in, everybody better stay in order.
Oh, I love this for you.
Guys, we're back, and I absolutely love this for us because I'm not even gonna lie. The week that I've had, I didn't even know if I was going to make it to the couch today. I did not know if I was going to make it to the pink couch. We made it to the pink couch, and I love this so much for us. So, welcome back to another episode of Peas in the Pod with your host, me, P. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? What's the date today? What are we in, like the third week of the New Year's? Second week, right side. I don't even know. Why is January like the longest month in the year every single year? And it's crazy because I feel like every single year I forget that January feels like this. Like January has been dragging. I literally feel like we're in April at this point. Gosh. So yeah. But we're here and we are doing what we got to do. So yeah, like I said, how's everybody doing? Have you checked in with yourself over the past few days? Let's just sit with that for a little bit. Have you checked in with yourself for the past few days? Because I feel like since I started the podcast, there's just been so many things happening. I've just been moving, and I feel like this week the body really said, "Hello, I need you to check in and figure out what we need, why we're feeling the way that we're feeling." So that is why I want to kind of just put it on your spirit right now. How are you doing at the moment? Have you checked in? Because I feel like we can sit and be vexed at everybody that's not checking in. You know, when you're really in that space and you're really like, no one ain't even on my phone to make sure I'm alive or make sure I'm good, or I can't explain. Do it yourself, baby. Do it yourself. Or come here. I'll check in. How you doing, sis? How are you doing? You must know what I mean. Um, but in saying that, I am currently fasting. So every January, I do a fast called the Daniel fast. So it's supposed to be 21 days of prayer and fasting. However, I do it literally from the 2nd of January to the very end of January. So that's like what, 31 days. And basically the Daniel fast is plant-based food only. So all you can eat is fruit, veg, nuts, and seeds, basically whatever the God has given to the earth. And that's usually it. However, I enjoy being plant-based. Like I eventually want to get to a point in my life where I'm just strictly plant-based anyway. So I kind of felt like I was cheating the system. So I basically add things on. So I do the plant-based this year. So not every year I do it like this. Usually I delete all my social medias. However, because obviously we're doing the podcast at the moment, we had to keep things up and running. So I haven't deleted social media this year. However, I'm doing I'm not smoking, no sex, and no secular music. So like, no, like just normal music. I'm only listening to gospel at the moment, which I must say, gospel's stepping up, you know. I'm not even gonna lie, like I've been finding some tunes that have made me want to brook out. I'm not even gonna lie, and I really have to remind myself, sis, this is the Lord's music, so you don't need to be doing all of that. You know what I mean? But like I said, gospel is stepping up, so get involved, guys. Get involved. I know not everybody's here for the gospel, but it's 2025 and the times are changing, things are getting more current, so you can definitely find some music that's your bag. Do you know what I mean? So have a look. So yeah, not listening to no secular music. And it's crazy because like I said, I've been doing the Daniel fast now for probably about 4 years, I think 4 or 5 years since COVID. I've been doing the Daniel fast. And every year it's different. Every year it has its own challenges, or I go through my own my own challenges. But this year, oh, I don't know if it's because I'm tired because I'm doing the podcast, or if because maybe I'm in a space of I'm in a very vulnerable space at the moment, in the sense of starting something new, and I am, really putting myself out there quite a lot. So I'm craving that comfort. I'm craving that safety. I'm craving that thing that just makes me feel good. And obviously, usually you just run to all the things that you used to run to, as opposed to running to the Lord. Do you know what I mean? And that's basically what the fast is about. The fast is about eliminating all the things that you usually run to and literally pressing it all into God and giving it all to God, kind of thing. Um, but I think at the moment, like I said, because I'm in a space of just giving a lot of myself, I'm craving those comforts, but instantly. So I'm really, really, really struggling with all of the things that I'm letting go of for my fast this year. I am. I'm not even gonna sit here in front with you guys. I am struggling this year. But God is so good. I broke the fast probably two times. I broke the fast. So I had sex, obviously. And I smoked. And I'm a big believer in, if you break your fast, God's not gonna strike you down there and then and you can't fast no more. Do you know what I mean? However, I did really have to sit and say to myself, okay, what's going on here? Because I don't usually break my fast, you know what I mean? And I realized, yeah, I'm looking for that thing. And I kind of had to have a moment this week and be like, sis, you craving that thing, but you keep on running to the things that you usually run to. And we're supposed to be letting that shit go. So I thought to myself, wouldn't it be a great episode to talk about letting it go? So, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm finna be in your business. I'm finna be in your business this episode. I am finna be in your business this episode. But I love that for us because we're best friends now, and your business is my business, and my business is your business. So, here we are. But, like I said, today's episode is about letting go to create room for what is actually meant for you. Triggered! Why is letting go so hard? Why is letting go? Why does letting go sometimes feel like the worst thing you could ever do? Even if the thing that you're trying to let go of is feeling shit and it's time to let it go. Why does the actual action of letting things go just feel like hell on earth? Like, I don't know if anybody's like me, but I think I mentioned it in episode 1. I struggle with change. I struggle with change. And I think that comes from a space of, obviously, I've lost my dad died when I was 17 years old. So that was a very, very big change in my life. And I think ever since then I've just ran from any kind of change, anything that kind of shakes up my life, because I just never ever want to feel what I felt then, amongst other things that have happened to me. But I feel like that is one of the main reasons why I really struggle with change and I really stay away from it, even if, like I said, the thing that I'm in or the thing that I'm doing or the thing that I recognize needs to go feels awful. I still am just like, I'd rather just, it's comfortable. It's like, what's that saying? It's better the devil you know. Is that the word? Is that the saying? I feel like it's saying. You must, I mean, though, like, it's better to just kind of stay in the space that's comfortable, even if it does feel uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to actually getting really uncomfortable and saying to yourself, okay, yeah, no, it's time. Do you know them ones? It's time. So I think the first thing I want to definitely say is you're definitely not alone in the fact that letting go is hard. If you recognize that there's something that you need to let go of, or if there has been something kind of happening with you or to you, and you know that on the other side of that, there will be so much greatness. However, you're in it now and it's just familiar, or the thought of letting it go is scary, or you don't know how to let it go. I get it. I absolutely get it. So this is why we're here today, and we finna chop it up. We finna chop it up because I feel like I'm in a space right now where I'm having to let go of a lot of stuff. I'm stepping into a whole new realm, a whole new season. I'm on a journey that I've never been on before. And I'm really recognizing that a lot of the things that I have been walking with, a lot of the things that I've been dealing with, a lot of the places that I've been in, a lot of the spaces that I've been in, they've got to go. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the biggest thing that I let go of recently was the job. And it's crazy because I let go of the job and thought, oh my God, my life's going to be great now. I'm not working a 9 to 5. I'm out of the matrix. And I'm not even gonna lie, the letting go felt hotter than being in the 9 to 5. You must know what I mean. So we're gonna definitely give ourselves grace in the sense of recognizing that letting go is not easy. And it isn't necessarily going to feel like all of your problems are solved as soon as you let that thing go. Do you know what I mean? So I think it definitely is something that we have to kind of unpack and really understand, because sometimes we don't realize that the things that we're holding on to, or the spaces that we're staying in, even though we believe that maybe we can make it better or we can fix it or eventually it will fix itself, we don't actually realize that we're getting in the way of what God needs to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I am such a big, I'm such a I'm such a savior. I just want to save. I want to fix everybody. Do you know what I mean? If someone is in the hole, I want to get into the hole with them and either be in there with them and or drag them out and save them. But over the years, I've really realized that I'll be getting in God's way for God to do what He needs to do, not only in my life but in other people's lives as well. Do you know what I mean? So that's one thing I definitely have recognized, that sometimes when we're holding on to things that we need to let go of, we actually are getting in the way of God doing His thing and fixing or healing or just doing whatever needs to be done within that space. Do you know what I mean? Whether it be for you, whether it be for somebody else. Another thing is trusting that what's on the other side of you letting go is going to be so much greater than the thing that you're holding on to. There's a meme and it's a picture of God and this little girl, and she's holding this like tore up teddy bear, and then God's like holding like a really big, nice, fluffy, brand new teddy bear behind his back, and he's saying to her like, let it go, like give me the teddy. And the girl's like, no, I don't want to lose my teddy. But she don't know what's behind God's back is so much greater than the teddy that she's got. And this is what I say. Sometimes we be holding on to things, not even realizing that what's on the other side of letting that thing go is so much greater. It is so much greater. It is so much, like I said, when you let it go, it's probably not gonna resolve everything there and then, and you're gonna feel great there and then. And we're gonna go into that. However, one thing I can definitely say, and I know for sure, is that whatever it is that you need to let go of, on the other side of that journey of letting go, because letting go is a journey. Like I said last week, starting scared is a journey. We're all on these journeys together. Is going to be so much greater than the thing that you let go of. So I just hope that by the end of this episode, I'm not expecting everybody to just let go of everything. Do you know what I mean? I'm definitely not expecting nobody to just dash with their job and start a new life. Do you know what I mean? Because like I said, it's a journey. But I really hope that we can come to a space within ourselves in trusting that the decisions that we know we need to make are going to be good for us, even though in the moment they feel hard. So, yeah, that's where we are at the moment, is recognizing that the decisions that we need to make, they're going to feel hard. However, in the long run, they're going to be so great for us. They're going to be great for the people around us because we are going to be better. And we're going to be able to really step into the spaces, the seasons, receive the blessings that God really has for us. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes we'll be holding on to things I don't even realize we've been holding ourselves back because we're holding on to these things. And obviously we're holding on to these things because we're scared and all them kind of things, but we really be holding ourselves back just because we want to stay comfortable or just because we don't know what's on the other side, or do you know what I mean? But I get it. I get it. Like I said, I absolutely get it. And we're on this journey together and we're going to do it, guys. We're going to do it. Like I said, I let go of my job um, last year, end of last year, and I'm still working through that. I'm still working through that. Like I said, I thought I was going to let go of the job and everything was going to be great, but I'm still working through that. So yeah, it's a journey, guys. It's a journey, and you're not alone, and you're going to get there. I want to really encourage that you are going to get there. And it's okay if you're in the space where you know you need to let something go, but you're not ready to let it go. Um, it's one step at a time. And I think the first step is acknowledging, okay, something's not right here. Do you know what I mean? And then it's then for me to come and let you guys know it can be better. It can be better. So I've written a quick list of three of the things that I'm letting go of, because obviously it's New Year, and you know, New Year, everybody wants to go whole New Year, new me. And I was watching church the other day, and the pastor was talking about, everybody's New Year, everybody's doing all of these vision boards and writing goals, but has anybody really sat down with God and asked him, what do I need to let go of this year to enable me to have clarity of what God wants for me this year? Do you know what I mean? Like, we can sit there and draw the vision boards of all the holidays that we want to go on, of the new cars that we want, of the amount of followers or subscribers that we want, or the new job that we want. That's great, and I'm so glad that you have vision for yourselves. But as we know, our ways are not God's ways. Our plans are not God's plans. So we can sit there and we can design all of these versions of what we want our lives to look like. But have we had a moment to sit with God and asking God, okay, what's getting in the way of what you want for me? Do you know what I mean? What's getting in the way of what you want from me? So this ain't me saying don't do the vision board, because the vision board's visioning, and I love that for you guys. However, have we sat down with God and said to him, okay, new year, I want there to be a new me. However, what is it that needs to go for me to be that new version of me? Do you know what I mean? So I sat there and I thought, okay, no vision board this year. No vision board this year. I did a vision board probably about 2 years ago. And I'll be honest, I feel like I did it in a space of just desperation for change. And it didn't do anything. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It didn't do anything. Like, I look at the vision board now, and now I feel like things on the vision board are starting to come through. But I feel like in that moment of when I did it, it was literally just out of desperation of, I just need something to happen right now. Remember when I said I'll be out here praying for stuff from God and looking for that tangible thing, and then when I don't get it, it's kind of like I think, okay, well, I'm just going to take things into my own hands and do it the way I feel like it needs to be done. And I made the vision board, and nothing ever happened with the vision board. Nothing ever happened with the vision board, because like I said, it was just my vision of what I wanted my life to be like. But what God had for me was so much different. You know what I mean? So I thought, let me sit down and have a proper think about some of the things that I feel like I need to let go of this year. And I only wrote three things down because I wanted it to be realistic. Do you know what I mean? I could list so many things that I want to do: negative mindset, people pleasing, da 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 da. But I wanted it to be really realistic. I wanted to really understand, okay, where am I at? What is not working for me anymore? Do you know what I mean? And the first thing I put was putting people on pedestals due to their titles. I recognize that when someone has some kind of title, like, I'm gonna say title, I mean like management, teacher, mother, father. When I know that these people have these titles, I put them on these big massive pedestals and feel like I need to like look up to them, or oh my god, why did I think that recording wasn't recording? I was about to flip over the whole setting. I can't explain. I put them on these big pedestals in in thinking that, I have to look up to them. They know more than me. Whatever they tell me is Bible. Like, I need to kind of submit to these people. And don't get me wrong, in certain situations, people not I'm not on pedestals, but they probably are wiser than you, or they do know more than you, or they are able to kind of help and guide you. However, people are people. Do you know what I mean? Like, no matter what the title is, no matter what they've done in life, people are people. You are just as great as the next person. You are just as great as that one over there. You are just as great as this one back here. Do you know what I mean? So putting people on them pedestals for me has really kind of slapped me in the face a few times. I'm on a course at the moment, and I feel like I went into the course thinking, oh my God, I really needed these tutors to be able to start this new version of my life and really move forward with the podcast and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, the tutors are great. Do you know what I mean? They've been on their journeys. They have their tips and tricks on how to do life, but it's not everything that they have been teaching me that I couldn't have learnt myself, or it wasn't already within me. Do you know what I mean? I remember one of the tasks was to make a promo video. One of the projects was to make a promo video, and I made the promo video and I sent it to my tutor. And I'm probably sitting there like waiting for the feedback, like waiting to find out like, is it good? Like, what do I need to do differently? Like, I was waiting on it. Do you know what I mean? Bearing in mind, I knew the video that I made was sick. Do you know what I mean? My editing skills are really developing at the moment, and I'm so thankful to God for that. And the promo video was good. You know, I showed my boyfriend, I showed a few other people, and everyone loved it. However, I felt like I couldn't really appreciate how good it was until he had given me that feedback. And I sent the video and then asked him, "Oh, did you get the video? What was the feedback?" He said to me, "You know what, Paris, I forgot to watch it." What? What? So you mean tell me I've been out here doing the work that you've set me, handed it in on time for you to come and tell me about, oh, I forgot to watch it and you're my tutor. And that's why I say, yeah, we're not putting people on pedestals anymore. I knew within myself that that video was great. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he probably could have given me a little bit of advice on if anything needed to be done differently. However, I can't explain. I knew it needed to be done differently because I knew it was good. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think in that moment I really recognized, yeah, I didn't actually need him to do that for me. Do you know what I mean? Again, people are just people. My man never even had the capacity to even watch the video that he told me to make. Do you know what I mean? So that's definitely one thing I'm definitely needing to let go of, is that mindset of putting people with titles on pedestals, because people are people. Do you know what I mean? The second thing that I feel like I need to let go of at the moment is being validated by people. Oh my God. Oh my God. That thing in me that is constantly searching for validation is sickening. It is absolutely sickening, and I can't do it anymore because I'm a kind of person, I don't even like bad feedback. So being out here trying to get validation from people, and then people giving me their opinions, and then hearing the opinions and not liking them, and then getting depressed because I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm not good enough. It's so toxic. It is so toxic, and it's something I've struggled with for a long time. I don't know if it's because I come from the performance space where we're constantly being judged, we're constantly being looked at, we're constantly being told you need to do this different, you need to look like this, and da 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 and da da da. We go through auditions where we are wanting to be the best, and we're wanting to be told that we're the best. Obviously, that just comes with the performer lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if that comes from there, or it comes from a space of, obviously I grew up in a household where I was the star of the show. My parents, you know, gassed me up a lot. Like, I was always, the talented one. I was the one that was always doing so great because I was great at performing, and I was always getting like praise and all that kind of stuff. So now I've kind of stepped out into the real world. It's like I'm craving that same thing that I got from home, which is, Paris, you're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing. Do you know what I mean? But again, it is sickening. It's sickening, and it is destroying me internally in needing this validation from people, especially now that I'm doing the podcast. Like, I've really had to step away from views and subscribes. Like, my boyfriend was saying to me the other day, you need to download YouTube Studios to see, what is it, analytics. There's something where them tell you how many people is watching and how long them watching for. I cannot look at that because I will lose my shit. If I see that you guys are watching this video for a minute, I will lose my shit. Do you know what I mean? So it's best for me to just stay away from that shit. So that is definitely one thing I need to let go of, is is searching for this validation from people. Oh, get that off of me. Um, and the last thing that I definitely need to let go of, which I really realized was destroying me internally since I left my job, was the mindset of feeling like I need to be extremely active to have any kind of purpose or value in my life. You know, you come out of a 9 to 5, where you're working very hard every single day. Do you know what I mean? I said it the other day. Why, when I come on the podcast, the gas wants to ride me every single time? Jeez. Anyway, like I was saying, I mentioned it the other day. You know, you be at your 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. The weekends, you literally just have enough capacity to sleep and eat and wash your bottom and go back to work the next week. Do you know what I mean? So I've been in this routine of just going and going and going and going and going for so long now that I've come out of that, and you know, the pace of life has changed, I'll really be out here feeling like I'm just a bum. Bearing in mind, I've created all of this for myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been doing stuff. It's just the fact that it, like I said, it's just a different pace now. Do you know what I mean? If anything, it's better because I'm working at my pace now and I'm working at the capacity that I actually have to stay healthy. However, there's just this thing in me that's like, you are nothing if you are not burnt out. Like, I feel like I haven't achieved if I don't finish what I'm doing and feel extremely worn down by that thing. Do you know what I mean? So that's definitely a mindset that I need to let go of. It's crazy because I was talking to my mum about it the other day, and we had a really vulnerable moment. And she said, you know, she admitted to me that that mindset actually comes from her because growing up, I saw a mom that also believed that she had to just keep on going and keep pushing and keep pressing and keep everything afloat and keep making sure everything was good and everybody was good around her to have that sense of value and purpose. And I've grown up seeing that, and I've just taken that mindset on for myself now, and it's destroying me. It's destroying me. I have a nap and wake up and feel like I've done the worst thing in the world by resting. Do you know what I mean? I've come out of my job and I've not necessarily gone straight into another job. Obviously, I've done all of this, but my whole thing is, oh my God, but I need to be working, but I need to be working. When realistically, I've been working for a long time. I deserve this rest. So that is definitely something that I need to let go of, is the mindset of, I need to be extremely busy all the time. Do you know what I mean? But I'm so thankful that my mom came and had that vulnerable moment with me, because at least now I know when that feeling does come up in me, I can recognize where that actually comes from and be able to tell myself that's not true. That's not your voice. That's what my counselor always used to say to me. Like, whenever she get really stressed out, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm just this awful person. She used to be like, whose voice is that? Do you know what I mean? So I'm so glad my mom was able to come and confirm to me that that's actually her voice, not mine. So I can kind of um what's the word I'm looking for? I can kind of fight back that voice and be like, no, I'm allowed to rest. No, it's okay to be still. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's where I'm at. They're the three things I am, you know, working to let go of. And like I said, letting go is a journey. You know, we don't just say these things and instantly we're healed and we're over it. Like, I'm really working on letting those things go. So it's about constantly reminding myself that these things are not healthy for me, these things are not good, and it's okay. We're in a safe space. We can let these things go now. Do you know what I mean? We can let these mindsets go. So I guess I'm not in a space at the moment where I'm like, oh, I'm letting go of the dirty man, or I'm letting go of the friends that don't support me. Do you know what I mean? I'm letting go of a lot of mindsets right now. And it's a journey. Like I said, it's a journey. But in saying that, let's go on to Mythbusters. Oh my God, I love Mythbusters so much. So it literally warms my heart to know that you guys love Mythbusters, because when I created Mythbusters, that was obviously I've got a few segments in the bag that I'm gonna drop throughout the podcast. But I think this is my favorite one out of all of them. Like, I can't wait to tell you guys and show you guys one of them. But this is my favorite one. So Mythbusters. So on the topic of letting go, Um, the first myth. So if you don't know Mythbusters is basically where we find myths or things that advice or misconceptions of what we believe or we hear over the years or we've learned, and we basically bust them up and talk about why they're bullshit. So yeah, the first mythbuster, excuse me, the first myth that we are busting up is holding on shows strength. Holding on shows strength. I'm not even gonna lie. For me, I actually feel like recognizing what is not for you, it probably shows more strength than holding on to the thing that isn't for you. Like I said, letting go is a journey in itself. Do you know what I mean? We are aware of how horrible it is sometimes to let go, or how horrible it is to realize that you are in something that is just not for you. But you don't know how to let go of that. So in saying that holding on shows strength, if anything, holding on makes you look stupid. Like I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. You know what I mean? Like, because we be holding on to shit sometimes, really convincing ourselves, like, yeah, no, I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna work through this, and everybody be looking at you thinking, bruh, you do know that you can do this a different way. You do know that your life can actually look a completely different, but you're out here fighting to show strength for who? Who are we trying to be strong for? People. What is all this talk about? Oh, we need to be strong. I need to be this strong, independent. But for who? For who? Because I'm sorry, but when you're sitting down in your room, bawling your eyes out at night because you're feeling how you're feeling because of the thing that you need to let go of and you're not letting go of, are you feeling strong? Let me know. Are you feeling strong? Holding on shows strength. No, baby. No. Recognizing that it needs to be released and actually releasing it is the strength in itself, because it's hard to let go. So don't make nobody convince you, say, you need to hold on to something to look like you're about it or you've got it. No. No, 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 no. So we're definitely busting that one up and throwing that in the bin. Holding on shows strength. Ew. Don't do that. Don't make my friends think that they need to hold on to be strong. No, you don't need to do that. You definitely don't need to do that. So yeah, holding on shows strength, busted, thrown it in the bin. Next one. You should wait for the perfect time to let go. Woo. That one kind of hit me because I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like I'm definitely that babes that feels like a perfect time is gonna pop up, and then I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, now's the time I'm gonna do it, or like I said before, like I'm gonna have that light bulb moment where it's gonna feel easy, or I'm gonna feel like, yeah, I've got it now, I can do it. Do you know what I mean? And I'll be honest, the perfect time don't exist. The perfect time don't exist. And word of advice, and I'm going to tell you why I'm giving you that advice. I'll tell you what happened to me. Word of advice is, if you're sitting down waiting for the perfect time to let go and you just keep sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, I promise you, God's going to do it in his time and God's going to do it in his way. And if you think your way of letting go is hard, try experience when God removes it and you didn't know it was coming. So really quick story time, and this is a really quick story time because I've got another story time that I want to talk to you guys about. My ex. So I was in a relationship, really toxic. Not toxic in the sense of, oh, we was getting onto each other and all that kind of stuff. Toxic in a way where I recognized that I was losing my voice. I was losing my personality. I was shrinking. And it was down to the fact that, we just wasn't for each other. We was not each other's people. He was not in a great space mentally and deflected a lot of that on me, a lot of his pain from his past relationships. He bled that out on me, and I took that on, being an empath. I took all of that on and just completely lost myself in that relationship. And there was a lot of times where I knew within my heart and in my spirit it was time to let it go, but like I said, it's not easy to let go, especially when you're comfortable, especially when you've been in something for a certain amount of time. So you feel like, oh my God, like, it's a waste of time, which it's not, because all the time that you've had or spent on something that isn't for you, I promise you, God is going to restore that. God is going to restore that. So I just need to just let you know, don't watch how long you've been in something and think, I got to ride it out now. No, however long you've been in it, however long it's been breaking you down, God is going to restore all of them years, all of them months, all of that time. So don't stress. Anyway, um, so like I said, there was a lot of times where I knew, I need to let go. I need to get out of this. It's not for me. And I think I was waiting for that perfect moment. I was waiting for the perfect time to actually say to him, like, I can't do this anymore. But I just never ever found the time. I was never confident enough. And then one time I went to a festival and I was still in the relationship with the guy. However, at the festival, I met another guy. I wasn't cheating or anything like that. Don't do that. However, me and the guy got friendly. I'm not gonna lie, we got friendly. He was really cool. He, I think, just kind of sparked me up again. I was feeling really flat because of a relationship, and he sparked me up. So we got really friendly. We was hanging out at the festival, whatnot, 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 whatnot. Tell me if I wasn't walking back to the coach after the festival with the guy. I must have been linking arms or holding hands or something inappropriate like that. Now I'm at a festival in London, so I'm not even in Birmingham. Obviously, my ex, he lived in London, so um, but the part of London that the festival was like the other side of London from where he lives. So I wasn't expecting him to be around or anything like that. It was not a festival that is his bag. It wasn't his kind of music. Tell me if when I was walking down the roads with the guy holding hands and doing up friendly, tell me if my ex didn't drive past, just randomly drive past and see me with the guy and phoned my phone and absolutely lost his shit and instantly said, "We're done." Yeah, like instantly there and then. So imagine I've been in the relationship for 3 years, thinking to myself, I need to get out, but I'm waiting for this perfect time to get out. And God said, okay, because you're not doing what you need to do, I'm just going to do it for you. Because try now, my ex, so we obviously spoke about it since then, he wasn't even meant to drive that way. Wherever he was going, that was not the route he was meant to take. The sat nav took him that way. So it's like God said, listen, I got something for you. I need you to go down this road and go and see what your girl's doing. And he saw what he saw and by all means was fuming and basically dumped me on the spot. So try now. You're sitting there waiting for the perfect time and you're not doing it. And God's going to say, okay, I'll do it for you. And when God does it for you, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. So I'm just letting you know, if you're waiting for the perfect time doesn't exist. Now is probably the best time. Like now. Like, you can all pause the podcast and do what you gotta do with it. But now is probably the best time to do it because you don't want God to have to take over. Oh God, we're going to have to take over. I never forget. I phoned Shards, my best friend, as soon as it happened, and I was like, "Oh my God, Shards, he saw me holding hands and da 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 and whatever, whatever." And Shards was just like, "How do you really feel? How do you really feel?" Because obviously Shards knew what was going on. She's like, "How do you really feel now that this has happened?" And I just had this moment where I was like, "Oh my God, I feel free." As horrible as it was, and as much as it hurt that it happened, I just felt this sense of freedom out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, this was God taking it away from me because it needed to go. Do you know what I mean? So it was horrible. It was hot in the moment. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. Just come saying it felt free. It was a good thing. It was horrible. Like I still had to work through what I needed to work through and grieve and all of that. However, in the moment, I really recognized, okay, God, I hear you. I hear you. I should have done this properly my own way. And now you've had to intervene and now it has to be like this. You know what I mean? And it didn't have to be like that because I'm not a cheater. Don't do that. So yeah, that's my little story time. Anyway, Mythbusters, let's get back to it. You should wait for the perfect time to let go. The perfect time doesn't exist, guys. So we're gonna bust that up and throw that one in the bin. Next one. Bloody hell, it is hot in my house today. I don't know if it's the lights. I've turned the heating off, but I'm sweating. I'm gonna want to take the blanket off, but as we all know, I'm in my knickers. So yeah, we're just gonna have to ride it out. Anyway, you should feel great. So this is the next one. You should feel great immediately after, I should feel great immediately after I let go. Now, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of the time, when you let go of things, you're gonna have to grieve it. You're gonna have to grieve it, and that's not even just people. When I left my job, like I said, I thought I was gonna leave the job, and my whole life was gonna be great because I left a dirty, stinking job that was stressing out my whole entire life. However, once I left, I actually realized. I remember there was one day where I just burst out crying, and I was so confused because I was like, "Do I want to be there? Like, why am I crying over the job? Why am I crying over this place?" But I recognized I had to grieve it. So don't think grieving is just about people. Like, whatever has been in your life, whatever has been, you know, giving you some kind of comfortability. Is that a word? Comfortability. Why does that not feel like it's rolling off the tongue very well? Comfortability. We're gonna just stick with comfortability. It's been giving you some kind of comfortability. It's been giving you some kind of normality. Even if it has been toxic and it has been horrible, you're gonna have to grieve it. And we all know what grieving feels like. It's not nice. It's not nice. And I think when it does get to the point where you recognize that you're grieving it, just take care of you. Do you know what I mean? Don't try and rush the process. Like, I know it feels shit and I know it's hard and I know you wanted to let go of that thing and just bounce back and everything was going to feel good, but it's not. It's not. You're going to have to go through it, but just give yourself some grace and compassion whilst you're grieving it. Like, let yourself have that time. Let yourself have that time. So I'm so sorry. Immediately after you let it go, it's not gonna feel great. It's probably gonna feel worse for a little bit. But that's okay because we're all going through it. We're all here. It's safe space. It's fine. Um, Once you've grieved it, I've just written some like kind of like a list of what's going to happen once you let it go because I really need you to be. I need you to understand what's going to happen once you let it go. So first, we're going to grieve it, and then once we grieve and we've created that space, because obviously once you let something go, there's now a space within you, everything is going to start coming to the surface. So all the things that need to be released, all the things that need to be cleaned, all the things that need to be healed from that thing that you have let go of is going to rush to the surface. And if you are not a person that regularly checks in, if you're not a person that regularly likes to sit with it, that again is going to be very hot and very spicy, but it's a good thing and we need to get more comfortable. Why does the sirens have to sound so loud in a wassail? God, that threw me off, but it's okay. I pray that everything's okay out there. um yeah, so like I was saying, everything's going to rush to the surface and we need to get more comfortable with sitting with those uncomfortable feelings. We need to get comfortable with sitting with the stuff that need to come to the surface, that we need to release, as horrible as they feel, as uncomfortable as they feel. Do you know what I mean? Like, how long are we going to just walk around carrying all of this stuff that has been screaming to come out of us for so long? And then next thing you know, you're not releasing nothing and you're sick, or your head starts to go mad, or you start to run to things that are unhealthy for you. So you're actually making it worse. Guys, we've got to start sitting with it. We've got to start slowing down and recognizing what we need. Do you know what I mean? So once you let go of that thing and you create that space, it's all going to come to the surface. But it's for you to say, okay, let me do what I need to do for me now, as opposed to just trying to fight through it, brush it off, and move to the next thing. It's going to be uncomfortable. And I'm just keeping it real with you guys. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it's okay. It's a safe space. Do you know what I mean? Find your safe space and do that work within you, so that you can feel better, but proper, like genuinely feel better, not just for a little bit or for a short time. Do you know what I mean? The quick fixes, man. We need to let them things go. We need to let them things go. And then once you've done that work, you're gonna have to get to know the new version of you. The new version of you that no longer has the thing that you've just let go of. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is that you need to let go of. I don't know how big that thing is, but once you let go of it, you're not probably going to be the same person that you was when you had it. So once you've done that work, once you've let everything go, once you've let everything come to the surface, it's now time for you to get to know you. And you know what? That doesn't even have to be horrible, you know, because I'm kind of in a space at the moment where I'm taking myself out on dates. And don't get me wrong, I'm in a full blown relationship. Like my man, he takes me out. I love him to bits, but I'm recognizing I'm in a space now where I am having to get to know this new version of me that doesn't work a 9 to 5, that is on this new journey of starting a new venture, that's rewriting my story. I don't know who she is, but I'm getting to know her and we're having a good time. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like that season can look like whatever you want it to look like. Do you know what I mean? But for me, I'm loving it right now. I'm loving it right now. And just understand that growth takes time. Don't rush it. Do you know what I mean? Even if you could take and you let something go and it takes the whole year for you to get into a comfortable space again, that's okay. That's okay. That's just your journey. Do you know what I mean? That is just your journey and your pace. So I should feel great immediately after I let go. No, we're not gonna, but it's okay. Like I said, because growth takes time. You're gonna grieve it. Everything's gonna come to the surface and you're gonna do what you gotta do um to give yourself whatever it needs, grace, compassion, and then you're gonna get to know the new version of you. And it is gonna be a journey, but it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. So the next one. So yeah, I should feel great immediately after I let go. Busted, throw it in the bin. Next one, I'll regret letting go. I'll regret letting it go. Okay, so this one here, this one. I'm going to definitely give you a story time on this one because I always doubt myself when I'm letting something go because I'm one of them people that convince myself that I can fix everything. Do you know what I mean? I have to let it go to for things to be right. Do you know what I mean? But one thing I definitely will say is letting go creates room for clarity. You know what I mean? So when you're in it and you're having them doubts, very normal, very, very normal. But I promise you, once you actually let go, you'll get that clarity and understand that no, actually, that was the right thing for me. So story time, like an actual story time. Um, so with the podcast, when I first started, like putting together the podcast and thinking of my designs and how I wanted it to look and what I wanted it to be like and just going through the motions, I had been speaking to someone about doing my logo and like my opening and all my branding and stuff like that. And like they really seemed like they were on board with what it was I was trying to do. And you know, at that time they really gassed up the thing. Like they was just like, Paris, I can see a brand in you and I want to work with you and I am here for whatever it is that you're doing. Like just let me know what you need. And obviously I let them know. And I'm like I said last week, I'm a perfectionist, so I know exactly what I want things to look like. Like I don't play about my shit. I don't play about my shit. I know exactly what I want things to look like. I know, like if anything, I wish I could just do everything myself, literally. So I had created the logo and I'd sent it to the person. And I don't know if maybe they felt like they maybe had like a better version of the logo or their vision, it was the way they wanted to do it, the way they wanted to do it. I don't know, but I gave them my stuff. We went back and forth about it and it just kind of seemed like what I was trying to do wasn't working for them. And I really was confused because like I said, they seemed like they were really gassing up my thing, they were really on board. And I'm not being funny, but my brand is my brand. I don't care what anybody else can see or what anybody else can feel. If I say I want something a certain way, then it ultimately it should be that way. Do you know what I mean? But I was so stuck on this person doing the logo. So I was kind of shrinking myself and kind of allowing it to kind of be what I guess they kind of wanted it to be, kind of thing. And this isn't me bashing the person because the person is still a great person and I still have that person in my life and I'm still cool with them. However, I just feel like the whole logo situation was just getting really uncomfortable. Like it even got to a point where they just stopped communicating with me about the logo. Like I was asking, when's it going to be done? What's going to happen? And there was just nothing. After I had said I wanted it a certain way, and I guess they just didn't agree with the way that I wanted it done, kind of thing. But as opposed to communicating that with me, it was just radio silent. But I really didn't want to let go of that person doing it. So I was sitting there and I was waiting and I was waiting and there was not allowing for anything else to come and like um no one else to come and do it for me. Like I was just like, they're gonna do it. I know they're gonna come through and whatever. And I know God was saying to me, let it go, let it go. That person is not the person that is supposed to be doing your logo and your branding for you. Um, so eventually I did, but I was so scared to let them go, because I was just like, I don't know how else I'm going to do this then. I didn't know no one else that did logos or graphic design. I even got to the point where I tried to create my own, hence these logos. I created this. I created this. This was the logo that I created. And that was just some pictures online that I found and put together. So realistically, I'm not even supposed to be using these because it's copyrighted. Um, so that's basically where I got to. So later on in the whole podcast process, like I said, I started this course and actually met a girl on the course who is a graphic designer. And it's crazy because I wasn't even looking at her thinking, oh my God, like, I want you to do my logo. I literally was presenting the podcast idea to the group because we had a project that we needed to do. They all saw the logo, and obviously my tutor was like, yeah, you're not going to be able to use that because it's copyright and whatever. So I was like, I haven't got no one to make the logo. And I remember getting so mad at myself and thinking, oh, like, this is why I needed the person from before to do the logo for me, because I can't do this on my own. And this is why I say what God has on the other side of you is so much, on the other side of the thing that you need to let go is so much greater. It's so much greater. So the girl was like, oh, the girl at the course, that sort of graphic designer, she was like, oh, I can do it. So I was like, oh, okay, well, okay. Do you know what I mean? And I remember feeling really reserved because I didn't know her. I didn't know what she was capable of. So I was just a bit like, okay, like, we'll see how it goes. And originally she had created her version of this and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And I remember feeling so scared to let her know that I didn't like it because of what had happened with the previous person when they had created what I had asked them to create and it wasn't what I asked for. And then I told them I didn't like it. And then all of a sudden, they just seemed like they didn't want to work with me anymore. Like, it started making me feel like I shouldn't have a say in my shit. Do you know what I mean? So obviously I've said to the girl, I don't know, like, it's not sitting right with me. And I swear to God, the way the girl handled me, the new girl, was amazing. She gave me so much grace. She was so patient with me. Like, when I say I am such a perfectionist, like, you could send me something and there could be a dot in the wrong place, and I'm like, oh my God, no, no, it's not. I can't. No, it's not the one. Do you know what I mean? And anything that I wanted changing, anything that I wanted redoing, she was so open to doing it. Like, I remember she was saying to me, babe, it's your logo, whatever you want, whatever you need, just let me know. And when I say she was doing it fast, like, I think within the course of 3 days, we got the logo done. Whereas the other person now, months, and I still don't see no logo. What? Whereas this new person now, within 3 days, we had gone back and forth, we had collaborated. She gave me the space to even redesign it and come with something completely new. So we ended up scrapping the P-Pod idea and creating just something completely different. And like I said, she gave me so much grace. She was so patient with me. I feel like she healed me. I feel like the first experience of the logo was actually quite traumatizing. And you know what? Since then, this girl has played such a big part in my podcasting journey. She's now one of my she's now managing one of my social media accounts because we're just all getting too much for me. I can't explain. She's now managing one of my social media accounts for free. She's just so on board of what I'm doing. She's so with it. She supports me. She helps me. She advises me. Now, me holding on to the person that was going to do the podcast before, I would have never known that once I'd let that go and realized, okay, that wasn't the one, she wasn't the one, I would have never known that God had this angel waiting for me to be a part of this podcast and be able to be even more than just my logo designer. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I say this girl is such a blessing, like, I feel like I could cry because I don't even think she knows how much she has really done for me in this short amount of time that I've known her. Do you know what I mean? And I'm here holding on to what I thought or who I thought was going to be what I needed. But God was like, let it go. Let that go. It's not working. She's not who I have for you. To then give me who I have now is just, I can't even explain it. I can't even explain it. So I promise you, you are not going to regret letting go of the thing that you need to let go of, because God is going to replace it. He's going to replace it. And it's going to be so much better than what you already have. God isn't going to take something from you or ask you to remove yourself from something and then just leave you. He's not going to do it. I promise you. If he's telling you it needs to go, it's because he has something better for you. I promise you, he has something better for you. So I'll regret letting go. Definitely busted, and we're throwing it in the bin. Oh God, I'm so yeah. I was really scared to tell that story time, because I feel like the people pleaser in me is like, oh my God, no, don't talk about the girl because she's gonna get angry with you. But I'm not even gonna lie, like that's my testimony. People need to know how to move. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I felt. And that was not about bashing her, because like I said, she's still sick at what she does. She's still amazing graphic designer. She just wasn't for me. She just wasn't for me, and that's okay. Do you know what I mean? She still supports now the podcast where she can. However, in that space, she wasn't for me. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to definitely gas up my logo designer. Her name's Maria, and she's doing bits. She's doing bits. Guys, if you need a social media manager, if you need a marketing manager, please let me know so I can refer you on to her, because she's she's sick. She's sick. She's amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Maria, I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing in my life right now. So yeah, I regret letting go. Busted, throwing it in the bin. And the last one is, I'm going to be quick because I don't even know what time it is. I don't even know how long I've been chatting for. The last one is letting go only applies to relationships. Again, busted, because like I said at the beginning, the things that I'm letting go of at the moment is mindset. So I've just written a quick list of all the things that we can think about letting go of. That can be habits, beliefs, expectations. I think that's a big one, like expecting things to look a certain way, be a certain way, for people to be a certain way and treat you a certain way. You gotta let that go. You gotta let that one go. Grudges, oh, that's a big one, because you know when you're holding the grudge, and you believe in your mind that you are really, like, you deserve to hold that grudge. I think there's a saying that says holding grudges is like drinking poison expecting the other person to die. You're just killing yourself. Let that go. Release that. Forgive whoever you need to forgive and release it. And old dreams, oh, that's another one. That's a big one. I did not expect my life to be this right now, running a podcast. I had so many other dreams in life, and I feel like I held on to them for so long, really still believing that that was what my life was supposed to look like. And then the minute I kind of just let it go and realized, now, so God's got something else for me. Here we are. Do you know what I mean? So letting go only applies to relationships. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't. So yeah, that's definitely one we're going to bust up and throw in the bin. So that was Mythbusters, guys. My favorite one. I love that for us. I love that for us. I love that we can chop it up and keep it real and be honest. And I love that these things help you guys. You know what I mean? That's all I ever hear is, oh my God, I needed that. Or, oh my God, the podcast really helped. And I'm just like, yeah, that's what it's about. That is what it's about. So yeah, that was Mythbusters, guys. Woo! I love that for us. I love that for us. But yeah, guys, we're letting go. We're letting go, and we are doing what we need to do for us, whatever that looks like. And like I'm going to keep on saying, letting go is a journey, and it's hard. And um, we need to continue to give ourselves that grace and that compassion whenever we do let go, because it's just, it's hard. It's hard. It's so hard. Like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. Why can't we just let go and things just magically be great? Do you know what I mean? That would be so ideal, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? And this is why we're you come here and we have this safe space so that we can just hold each other up and let each other know it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, last segment of the episode, moment of the week. You know, I love to gas you guys up. You know, I love to gas you guys up. And like I said, I have an obedient audience, and you guys be sending in your moments of the week. So thank you so much. But this week's moment of the week is from Actually Ratchet. I'm not gonna lie, that's my best friend TJ. So Actually Ratchet said that their moment of the week was the fact that they finally finished renovating the house. Oh, sis, and exhale, because I know renovating the house is not easy. It is not a joke. Oh my god, I love that for you so much. I love that for you so much, because I'm tired. I'm so tired. I would love to renovate my house right now. Like, I'm in a place at the moment where I feel like I've outgrown my house. Obviously, my boyfriend's moved in with me, and I feel like we just need a bigger space. I feel like the walls dem is dull. I feel like I just want new furniture. I just want something new. I need newness right now. I'm in a new season and my house, I've just outgrown it. But like I said, I'm tired. I don't even have the energy to bloody do my hair, let alone renovate the house. So snaps for you that you finally finished renovating your house, because I know that was a task. I know that was a task, but you done it, and now your house is probably looking good. You're feeling comfortable, and I love that for you, boo. I love that for you. So that was moment of the week from Actually Ratchet. So yeah, that's me done, guys. I feel like every time I come to the end of the episode, I just think, oh, I don't want to go. But I haven't actually got a timer, so I don't actually know how long these episodes are. I just be chatting. I just be chatting, guys. Actually, before I go, really, really quick one, guys, boys, males, lads, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much. However, everybody knows I'm for the gays and I'm for the girls. So you guys can go now, because I just want to have a quick word with my sisters. Okay. So now that the guys have exited the chat, sis, let go the dirty man. I'm gonna say it. I didn't want to do that thing. Because we're not doing the whole man I trash and da 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 da. We're healed babes. But I know one of the things that I keep on hearing, and like the conversations that I keep on having with my sisters and my girls, is the man that is not good for them. Let him go. And I'm going to cry again, because this one here is hot, because I've been there and I know what you're going through, and I know you're scared of what it's going to look like when you leave. But what you're in is not healthy for you. It is not healthy for you. And I promise you that, as hard as it is going to be to walk out of that relationship, it's going to be the best thing you've done for yourself. Do you know what I mean? And if you're in it talking about, oh, but the kids, I promise you, letting go of that relationship is going to be the best thing you can do for your kids. And I'm crying because I've been there. And I now have a boyfriend that is, I can't even express the the greatness he has brought into my life. And if I had known that he was the one that was waiting on the other side after all of these men that were breaking me down and destroying me, I wouldn't have even bothered with them. I wouldn't have even bothered with them. And I'm not saying this because you're going to leave your man and another man's going to come and he's going to be great, because I had to do the work in between. I had to build myself back up. I had to be the woman that he needed, as well as him being the man that I need. But I'm telling you, that relationship that you're in, that's not feeding you, that's not encouraging you, that's not boosting your self-esteem, that's not loving you, that's not caring for you, let it go. Let it go. You don't even know how great you are, because you're in that. And it's making you sick. It's making you sick. And I say this And I also say friends. You see, when your sister is in the relationship and she keeps on complaining, and you know that she needs to leave, you're gonna give her compassion and you're gonna give her grace. I know it's annoying that you keep hearing the same conversation, but she is not well. She is not in the headspace to really see what's happening to her. So we're not gonna sit there and judge. We're not gonna sit there and make her feel bad. We're not gonna dismiss her so she feels like she can't come to you. She needs you. So we're gonna give her grace because there was probably a time when you was also there. Do you know what I mean? We're gonna keep giving her grace and we're gonna keep creating a safe space for her to come and keep on talking it out with you. Okay, friend. Friends. That's what we're there for, friends. So I say this to the girls that need to go. It's time, baby. I know it's hard and I know you're scared, but it's time. But I also say to friends, we need to hang on in there. I know it's annoying hearing the same conversation, but don't leave her in that by herself. Don't leave her in it. Listen to the chattings, listen to the long voice notes, watch her go back and forth with the man for as long as she needs to. She's going to get there and she's going to come out of it, but hang on in there with your friend. Hang on in there with your friend. And baby girl, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I love you. Um, God, I didn't realize I was gonna cry. I love you guys, and I really hope that you guys can just keep doing what's best for you. You know what I mean? Keep doing what's best for you. There is so much greatness on the other side of whatever it is that you need to let go of. Do you know what I mean? And I'm so excited for you, and I'm so excited for me to receive those blessings once we've done what we need to do. Yeah. So yeah, guys. Like I said, love you so much. I don't want to go. I could sit here and chat to you guys for days. Like I said, I think it was last week. I just want you guys to come over and have a big sleepover with me so that we can just chat together all night, literally. But yeah, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Like I always say, if you're enjoying the episodes, if you're enjoying the vibe, like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever it is that you do, and I will see you all next week.